This week, Qatar Energy announced it would halt LNG production following military attacks on its facilities. It declared force majeure, a clause absolving it of liability for failure to meet supply obligations due to events beyond its control. And Kabai stated that he believes all other energy exporters will be forced to follow suit in the next few days if the war continues. Kabai, who is also the CEO of Qatar Energy, stated that even if the war were to end now, it would take several weeks to several months for normal production to resume. Typically, about a fifth of the world's oil reserves are transported through the Strait of Hormuz daily. However, traffic through the narrow strait has virtually ceased since the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran began last weekend. Blocking the strait could lead to higher prices for goods and services worldwide and deal a blow to some of the world's largest economies, including China, India, and Japan, which are among the largest importers of crude oil passing through the waterway. Both the UAE and Saudi Arabia have pipelines that allow them to transport oil without passing through the strait. However, analysts warn that the longer the threat to ships passing through the strait persists, the higher the price of oil and, consequently, the cost of transporting it will be. Leon of Rystad Energy said that if the Gulf states are unable to export oil, they will be forced to store it, and once their storage capacity is depleted, shut down production. Depending on the capacity of their available storage, they have anywhere from a few days to a few weeks to achieve this goal. He said oil prices exceeding $100 per barrel is a realistic scenario, but the important thing is how long they remain at that level. At that point, governments around the world would likely release their oil reserves, as happened after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Lindsay James, an investment strategist at Quilter, stated that a prolonged shutdown of all oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico is an extreme scenario. According to the expert, market dynamics indicate that investors expect a quick resolution to the problems with shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, but added that the risk that the conflict will drag on longer than initially anticipated is increasing with each passing day. For households, the pressure will be felt primarily in the form of rising energy prices, rather than a large-scale inflation shock, she said. For example, food price inflation in the UK is unlikely to be significantly affected, as most food imported into the UK does not rely on shipping routes through the Gulf states. The greatest economic risk is associated with steadily rising energy prices, which could significantly slow economic growth.